Hey everybody, it's Carmel, producer here in DC with AJ Plus. I am streaming live from the annual MLK Peace Walk. Theme for this year is Change is Coming. In a little bit I'll start marching with a couple of people from other organizations, but I want to give you a quick overview of who's here. So we've got the Answer Coalition, Black Lives Matter.
Keep moving up here, keep moving.
I would say there's about a couple hundred people, maybe a little bit less. It's 19 degrees, so it's a little bit of a smaller turnout than last year, I was told. And again, the theme for this year is Change is Coming. Again, I'm here in Washington, D.C. on MLK Jr. Boulevard at the 10th annual parade.
Ella Baker was a freedom fighter. She taught us how to fight. Say what? We gon' fight all day and night until we get it right.
Keep your feet moving.
What side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We're on the freedom side.
What side are you on, my people? What side are you on? We're on the freedom side. Marty Ronson was a freedom fighter and he taught us how to fight. Say what? We gon' fight all day and night until we get it right. Hey, what side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
We're on the freedom side.
What side are you on, my people? What side are you on? We're on the freedom side. Harriet Tubman was a freedom fighter and she taught us how to fight. Say what? We gon' fight all day and night until we get it right.
And right now I'm marching kind of behind the Black Lives Matter movement. You can hear them chatting.
What side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
And if you're just joining us, I'm here in Washington, D.C. MLK Jr. Boulevard for the Peace March ahead of the MLK Jr. Parade. The theme for this year is Change is Coming.
I step, warm me up really fast, like I'm in.
My favorite part of this parade is when Junkyard comes out.
So this isn't a parade right now?
It's like, I don't even know, it's like different phases of how this happens.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
It's like
But
black.
it's down by the Riot Center, and then that's when all the school bands come out.
Yeah.
Junkyard band is out on the floats. They got floats and stuff.
In a second here, I'm going to grab Jennifer Bryant.
That's what hype is. Right now we're just walking, but there's like no residences on this part of MLK.
Yeah,
She is
because a lot of
with,
people meet us in Congress Heights.
Yeah, because like once we
An organization for neighborhood equity.
and we're like on the side of St. Louis.
That's Jennifer right there.
No, that's not right. Yeah, it's the closest metro station is Congress Heights, but it's not like super close. It's still like a 10-minute walk. It is a 10-minute walk. Yeah.
Hey Jennifer, can I hear that? Awesome. So I'm with Jennifer Bryant right now. Jennifer, tell me who you're with.
I am a right to income organizer with One DC. We're out here marching with Black Lives Matter DMV and the Answer Coalition.
Awesome. So this is
Movement for Black Lives Matter.
this is not your first time here, right?
No, it's not. This is my second or third year coming to the Peace Walk and Parade. I live up the street. We're actually marching to my neighborhood. So it's always great to be out here on MLK Day.
So I'd love to talk to you about this year in particular and how relates to MLK's legacy. given that there's several debates from the Republican side, the Democratic side, how would you say that the movement is becoming politically?
Well, you know, I think when my friend Eugene spoke earlier, he really summed it up. I think the movement is shifting towards embodying kind of the words of MLK. So we're not just against racism, but we're also against militarism. And as King was later in his life, we're really embodying kind of an anti-capitalist lens for this work. So that's what we're out here remembering today. And I hope that carries on for the movement in 2016.
What would you say of the status of civil rights in America? You know, we've come a long way. Is there more we can go?
Oh, definitely. There's more that we have to go. The way it is now isn't sustainable. And I think it's bigger than just state violence. Our economy is not sustainable for anyone really, but especially for Black people and Latino people and people who are systemically kept at the bottom. And for anybody that's watching, it is freezing out here.
It is cold. I think it's about 19 degrees.
Yeah, it's very cold.
Let's see. I think there's a couple of questions popping up, and I apologize, guys. The sun is shining on the screen, but I'd like to talk to you more about sort of the rhetoric that's being used in politics at the moment. How would Martin Luther King react, do you think, to the status of politics today?
I mean, when you look at kind of the rise of almost fascism on the right, I think he'd be very opposed to it. I think he'd be very opposed to just the real lack of action around creating a more equitable economy. I think he might be, I don't know, I think that a lot of the issues that he was fighting against still exist when we're looking at poverty. And so I'm not sure how you would feel about these politicians. He might be hopeful about someone like Bernie Sanders, who kind of, at least in the way that he speaks to a lot of the issues that MLK was about, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I've seen the hashtag Reclaim MLK used a lot recently. Tell me a little bit more about what that's about.
Well, I think that when we talk about Reclaim MLK, we're talking about reclaiming his radical legacy. A lot of who he was has been whitewashed and kind of watered down. And you see people on Twitter kind of quoting MLK to try to silence activists, and quoting MLK in a way that's, you know, that doesn't really speak to how radical he was actually, especially later on in his life when he was speaking out against the Vietnam War and when he was speaking out against capitalism. So I think that we're reclaiming that legacy and going back to study MLK and think about how it applies to the movement work that we're doing today, because this is just a continuation of his legacy.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thanks.
I'm going to link up to the Black Lives Matter people right now. Thank you.
Thanks.
When I say Martin Luther, you say King. Martin Luther. Martin Luther. When I say
They're over here.
change, you say yes. Change. Yes. Change. Yes. When I say we'll do it, you say yes. We'll do it. Yes. We'll do it. Yes.
All right. I'm going to make my way over to the Black Lives Matter folks right now.
Right now. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. I am a part of his legacy. I am a part of his legacy. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. I will change my community. I will change my community.
Aaron, can I grab you for a minute?
Yeah.
So I'm here with Aaron from Black Lives Matter movement. We are live streaming on AJ Plus Periscope. Talk to me a little bit about the intersection of Black Lives Matter and Dr. Martin Luther King.
Black Lives Matter is interested in reclaiming MLK's legacy. Often we talk about little black boys and little white boys holding hands, and it gets caught up in this neoliberal dream of a post-racial America. And we're here to reclaim MLK as a radical and say MLK started off the I Have a Dream speech, but we are here to cast a check because black people were the original mortgage of this country, and the economic power of the United States was founded on the genocide of indigenous people and the enslavement of black people. And we can't forget that, and we can't have liberal individualistic solutions to a collective punishment of people over 400 years. And so we want to fight like MLK did against militarism, racism, and poverty. We're here to reclaim MLK's legacy.
What would you think MLK thinks about the status of America and race today? Have we progressed that much?
I think we've traded the face of how oppression happens. I think you can't deny that some things have changed. I think you can't deny that some things have changed, but I think that America has gone with one vision of MLK's dream, how it was articulated very early in his career. And we've seen integration was actually integration to a system that we weren't meant to survive. And so while you might see more black faces and black people in positions of power, I think the past has shown us that the system is not actually equipped to give black people what we need, because we traded in Jim Crow for mass incarceration. We still have issues of police brutality. We still have black poverty rates, and black people are still at the same position in the totem pole that we were in the 60s. So I think it's been a mixed bag, and it shows that we need to actually revolutionize the system and not merely put more black faces in it.
Would you say that Black Lives Matter, the movement, is carrying forward the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr.?
I think that it's important when you talk about what happened in the 60s to make some important distinctions between the civil rights movement and the Black Power movement. And I think the civil rights movement was based on the idea that if we asserted our rights, that we could be part of the American dream. And I think Black Lives Matter is not interested in being part of that American dream, but actually revolutionizing it, and interested in building black power in order to have a dream of liberation for all people. So I think there are some ways in which the Black Lives Matter movement is a continuation of the civil rights movement, and there are ways in which the Black Lives Matter movement is a continuation of the Black Power movement, and then there are ways in which the Black Lives Matter movement is doing something different that's never been done before, that's about liberation for our people where we stand now.
Awesome. Any parting thoughts?
No, thank you.
All right, thanks, Aaron. I'm going to give you guys another quick overview of the parade or the march before I sign off for the day. Again, there's a couple hundred people. I would say the age range is, there's some kids here, all the way up to Miss Senior DC. And again, this is the march on MLK Jr. Avenue in Washington, D.C. Change is coming is the theme. Just spoke with somebody from Black Lives Matter. All right, thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed that